What's up, nerd geeks and gamers alike? It's your boy Nerdy Nick, back with another video. This time, we're going to be talking about games on the Nintendo Switch that I'm kind of late on the party to. Let's get to it. So yeah, the Nintendo Switch has been out for a very long time now, and it has a giant library full of wonderful games. Well, I should take that back a little bit. Maybe some not so wonderful games.
What the hell is even that?
But today, we're going to talk about some games that I think are really cool, and I'm kind of embarrassed that I had never heard of these games, or at least most of them, until about like 2 to 3 weeks ago at most. So, you know, it's summertime, I'm chilling inside, especially where the temperature is like 110 degrees out. So let's go ahead and take a deep dive. First up, you know, I think we should talk about a really cool Castlevania-like game, Crypt Stalker. Crypt Stalker is brought to us by Red Deer Games. It is a 8-bit style action platformer, much in the vein of those classic Castlevania games. And it's got that challenge that they did too. It's really fun though, and this one actually comes with tons of bonus content and extra levels, as well as a Game Boy rendition of the title itself. Check it out if you haven't yet. Oh yeah, summer days doing nothing but bumming and playing video games. So this next one actually totally reminds me of one of my favorite games, Gradius, however you want to pronounce it. Andro Dunos 2. The very first game came out like over 20 years ago, and it finally got a sequel not that long ago. It's wild and totally fun. Let's go ahead and check it out. Yeah, so Andro Dunos, the first one, came out in 1992 from SNK. This time around, the sequel got released in 2022 from Maximum Entertainment France. I'm not familiar with that publisher or developer whatsoever, but I've picked up the game. It flew totally under my radar, never heard of it before. I saw it on sale actually a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, you know what, this looks fun. Let me check it out. And it totally is fun. It's challenging, but what's awesome is you are also challenging against the enemy types. Your ship comes equipped with 6 different weapons to be able to use all at your convenience. Whenever you want, you can switch back and forth between them. The environments are really cool. They range from being in space, down to Earth, and then even underwater as well. I will say that the graphics are very beautiful and very popping, I would say. Like, when you're firing your machine guns and lasers, everything sticks out, and it is so cool to see. I love the power-ups in the game, too, because they will definitely boost your weapons. And then, speaking of boosting weapons, you also have this crazy invulnerability max weapon, I guess I would call it, where you're totally invincible while you're firing it, and it does a lot of damage. What's also cool, too, is at the end of each level, you can choose one weapon in your arsenal to boost it. I would definitely check this one out today. Oh yeah! You know, there's nothing quite like hitting the waves like I've talked about before on Summer Vibes Only video with guest of the show, Summer Nick. See that video for full details. Anyways, as I was saying, water racing is one of the best extreme sports you can totally indulge in for a bulk of the year, but especially right now, beating the heat during the summer. It is so hot and the waves are calling. So I thought, you know what? I loved the way Wave Race Blue Storm looked on the GameCube, but I think we should check out Aquamoto Racing Utopia. Alright, so this game is excellent. Perfect in every sense of the imagination for what you would want in a jet ski game. Dude, the racing is so tight and the feel is realistic. Like, it's so good. The water effects look beyond what you would expect to see on the Nintendo Switch, especially with this game coming out in early 2018. There's so many courses, so many different jet skis to pick. You can even do stunts and whatnot. Dude, this game is absolutely 10 out of 10 for me.
Pick it up today.
You know, I don't know if it's apparent or not, but I love arcade type of games. The pick up and play, just insert coin and have fun. You know, I've got these great machines from Arcade 1UP, and I love that at any point in time, I can have an arcade experience at home. But even better, I love it when I have it on console. Just like with Trash Punk on the Nintendo Switch. It's a twin stick shooter that I would love to have as an arcade cabinet. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Who doesn't love a good twin stick shooter, right? An arena type of roguelike twin stick shooter. I absolutely adore these kinds of games, just like Enter the Gungeon. This one is definitely its own beast and has its own flavor and style. I will say that playing as a possum is just hilarious, you know, all punked out and everything. The action is all over the place, the weapon variety is absolutely nuts. I mean, you can have a frickin' chainsaw, dude. This one came out late last year in 2023. It actually released on Christmas on the Switch. I've never heard of it, but I had a good time.
Nothing quite passes the time like a good old-fashioned beat 'em up. Capcom definitely nailed it with Final Fight, and then you also got other games like Streets of Rage that totally take the cake. But there's this one game that totally flew under my radar, and it's wild because I love couch co-op games, and beat 'em ups filed under S tier for me. And that game is none other than the one and only The Takeover. Let's check it out.
In my mind, nothing is better than having your friends over and playing a good old couch co-op beat 'em up. And this title is no different. You have an amazing looking game. Graphics a la, I would say, you know, Donkey Kong Country or Killer Instinct. It's so cool to see like all the pre-rendered graphics in the backgrounds and character models. The gameplay is so smooth, like so smooth. I don't know like any other modern day game that feels like this and looks like this. It definitely stands out in the beat 'em up category. You have 3 different characters to pick from, you know, your well-balanced guy, the quick female model, and the big tank heavy guy. All of them play and feel absolutely great. You have really cool special moves, and I mean the weapon variety as well is really rad. I will say that it does get difficult, but it's a welcome challenge. It's a beat 'em up. Who are we kidding? Were we expecting a walk in the park? No, we're expecting a walk through Brawl City, baby. That's right. So if you haven't picked up this game or played it before, do yourself a favor and get it done.
Let's check out the action platformer, Toki!
Yo, so this game is a remake entirely based on the original arcade and NES release from 1989. This one, however, came out in 2018. I think I remember hearing about this game when it was being released, but I can't quite pin it down. Anyways, this game's art is absolutely stunning. It looks so good. It's almost like you're watching a Saturday morning cartoon and you're playing it. Like, it is just so clean. Everything feels so fluid. It's awesome. It is definitely challenging though. It's hard. I will say for me, it is difficult. It's one of those games where it's a one-hit kill, and you know, the difficulty doesn't necessarily back down. It is really fun though, and watching him just slouch around, going from level to level, spitting on enemies to kill them is absolutely wonderful. It's so funny. It's definitely a great time, and it's actually really cheap on the Switch. It's only like 10 bucks. So I'd recommend getting this game if you haven't yet. So much fun.
So yeah, guys, I can't believe I've never played these games, let alone ever hear of them, other than I think I saw a trailer for Toki way back when it came out. Like most things, I'm pretty late to the party, but guess what? I'm here, and it's time to have some fun. That's my motto, guys. Never the first to the party, but always the last to leave, brochachos! Yeah, that's right. So, guys, let me know down in the comments below what you think about these games and if you've ever played them before. I'd love to know your experience with them and what you think. So, with that being said, make sure to follow me over on social media on these links here, as well as heading on over to malicemediallc.com and booking me for a convention near you. And let's also not forget the N Squared podcast that you can find on this very channel every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Arizona time. We talk about all things professional wrestling, video games, comic books, movies, and action figures. And everything else, honestly. We cover so much. It's a great time. And if you want to actually call in and be a part of the show, you can do that now with our Patreon. We have tiers starting as little as $3 a month. Guys, to help us out, we have a $3 tier, $5 tier, and a $10 tier. Want to call in for the show? You got 5 minutes to do it over at the $10 tier, patreon.com. Every tier gets a producer credit in the videos and live streams, as well as a sticker. And for that $5 tier, you get something a little special as well. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, and stick around for, some more fun stuff. You know what I'm saying, dudes? All right. I've been Nerdy Nick, bro. Thank you. Very special shout out to the cameraman, the one, the only, my daughter Evelyn, the coolest kid this side of the West. That's right, guys. All right. You have a good weekend. You take care, and game on, bros.